Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the First Class, Second Place podcast. I'm your host, Jason Enrique, and with me today we have some very special guests with us. One returning, one brand new. And ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching the past podcast, you know we had an amazing guest, one of our favorites that the audience has really enjoyed. Joining us for the second time, we have Vanesa Varela Martinez.
Thank you.
And
I'm
also
so happy to be back.
And also joining us is Asia, a.k.a. Mello. What's going on, Asia? Yeah. So I just said right now, I said Vanesa Varela Martinez. And the reason I say that is because the first time you were on the podcast, your nuptials were pending.
Yes.
And now this past weekend, those nuptials have officially happened. And you are now,
baby.
somebody put a ring on it. There we go. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you.
Yep. There you go. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
It's a big one.
Yep. And before we continue, I want to remind everybody that we are in lovely Garfield, New Jersey at Bravery Studios. Shout out to Steve behind the glass.
Yes.
Appreciate everything you do, Steve, always. Yes. All right. I love that. I love the positivity. I love the energy. So, yeah, Vanesa, I got the last time you were on the show, it was a great experience. We had a great conversation. Like I alluded to earlier, the audience was just in love with you and your story and how you've been able to thrive. And hopefully that we helped you gain a little bit more of a fan base as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I also want to say that I really appreciate you being one of the biggest supporters of the show ever since. I mean, every time we post something on social media or, word of mouth or whatever, you've been very supportive. So at this point right now, I feel like your first class family.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. Thank
So
you.
love.
Yeah.
Always.
I like I said, I can't say it enough. I'm really, really happy for you. And
Thank
by the way, thank you for the little doggy bag
Of
from the wedding.
course.
Really appreciate
Enjoy
it.
it.
I certainly will. Yeah. So, but like I said, we also have a newbie here on First Class, Second Place. We have Asia, aka Mello. So let's let the audience know a little bit about you. So, where does the story of Asia, aka Mello, begin? Like, where were you born and raised?
So I was born in the Bronx.
Okay, BX. Shout out BX.
Yes. Shout out to
I
BX.
do have to give them some type of credit. I was raised in Harlem as well for a few years and then moved back to the Bronx around the age of from 5 to like 10.
Could you put the mic a little bit closer to you, by the way, if you don't mind?
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Like that.
I think we're good. A little bit closer. Right there. That's good. Right there.
All right, cool. So yeah, I was raised in the Bronx, also Harlem. I was raised by a single mother. Shout out mom. Yeah. And at the age of 14, I just always been a hustler, being raised in a single mom, with a single mom. She's always been like my motivation. The hustle in her also just made me who I am today.
That's awesome.
Yes, shout out mom for real. But from the age of 14, I've always been someone who's always trying to find myself, trying to motivate myself and elevate myself in different ways. If someone tells me no, I'll go ahead and do something to show them that, yeah, I can do that. Period. You can't tell me I can't do anything.
Right.
I always had the drive and determination just to become a better person and better than my environment, because I grew up in, you could say, like, a easygoing environment. So I just made it for what it was, and now I'm here doing what they say I couldn't do, or things that I felt like I couldn't achieve at one point, So it's really having that mindset of doing whatever you desire. Like, so I'm modeling now. I do have a 9 to 5.
As we all do. I feel like it's necessary at this point,
Necessary, yes, because ain't nothing wrong with a 9 to 5.
No, you can't knock the hustle at the end of the day.
Absolutely. It's definitely a career. I'm an aspiring model, as I said, and sorry, I'm just a little nervous.
It's okay. No. Hey, listen. This is a safe place. This is home. You know, like
we family.
Yeah, we
right?
family. We're here to put you in the best light possible.
Yep.
So
Right.
you're doing fine. If you need any validation, you're doing fine. Matter of fact, round of applause real quick, Steve, because she's doing a fantastic job right now.
You got this.
I'm just like,
You got this, twin.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you. But I just feel like I'm in a better place in my life where I'm doing things that I've never done before.
Right.
And especially being in front of this camera is like big for me, right? so real. But I feel like I am a mogul. Like I could do a little bit of everything. I'm a creative creator. So I do the little customs here and there. Literally anything you could tell me. I cook.
Nice.
Love the camera, especially nowadays. Yeah, I feel like that's about it.
All right. So going back a little bit, so, you know, growing up in New York City, like in the Bronx and all that kind of stuff, when you were a little girl, what would you say were some dreams and aspirations that you had? Because the thing is that everybody, when they grow up, when they're kids, they say they want to do something, but they end up doing something else, something that they never expected, or something that's even better. You know, I've definitely had dreams and aspirations of other things. I didn't necessarily think I would be in front of a microphone and a camera doing like broadcasting or podcasting or anything like that. What would you say growing up as a little girl, what are some dreams and aspirations that you have? Because it seems like you had the sense of being a mogul all along, especially seeing the hustle from your mom.
Right. Some aspirations that I had as a little girl growing up was seeing celebrities, especially with social media in our generation. It was like motivating to see the big houses, know that you can own land is more than just material things, especially growing up in a single mom
home environment.
Right.
Yes.
Single mom home environment. I'm sorry. I'm just so nervous.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. No. So no, it's totally fine. So, I guess I want to get to the nitty gritty about how you women met, because well, first of all, I'll let you girls explain it. Yeah, I'll let you.
Can we get back to that question later?
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. So, but I want to get back to the car modeling thing. So basically, I feel like you girls can describe better what it is that you girls do. So explain to the audience why I've invited you once again here, Vanessa, especially here on First Class Second Place.
Well, we definitely needed a part two, but besides
Absolutely,
the fact, I definitely, Jason had hit me up and he was like, "Yo, V, you want to come on the podcast again? But this time you bring your girls with you." And I was like, "Oh, official tailor models? Yeah,
Yes,
bring them all out." I was like, "All right, say that." And
Tailor
that's why we're here today,
Yeah.
Yes, period.
But unfortunately, the other girls couldn't make it because they're mommies. And,
Life, yeah.
Shout out to them,
Life
though.
be life. But
Mommy
shout out to the
gang.
girls. We love you.
We
V,
love you,
Nina,
yes.
M, Rez. We love you guys.
Yeah.
We love you, all babies.
Now, one of the things that I like talking about, and like one of the things I like promoting, not just on the platform, but just overall as, me being a human being and everything, is especially in this day and age now that we live in a world of progression. Like I mentioned before, it's not exactly where we want it to be, but it's definitely made some strides. And in the case of the car modeling, what did you say you called it? Tailor what?
Tailored models.
Tailor models.
Yeah, official tailor models.
Official tailor models.
Yeah.
There you go. So what I love about it, and especially not just in this world of progression that we're living in, but it seems like you girls are really doing valiant things with it, especially with with this whole aura of body positivity that's going on and everything. I think it's a really good thing. It's something that I love seeing, because I remember there was a time not long ago, especially during my early in my era, because I already told you how much of an old man I am already.
No, you're not. You're as old as you feel.
Well, if that's the case, I'm 138, so I'm being facetious. Don't worry about it. But But no, it's vastly changed, and I think it's heading in the right direction. And I love the opportunity that's presented for so many people out there, not just females and not just different body shapes and everything, but just all shapes, sizes, creeds, race, orientation, whatever the case may be. It's being basically a beautiful thing. The interesting thing though is that. If we're going to be 100, like the magazine industry has kind of been like a little bit of a dying industry, but
you know, it's funny that you bring that up because I was in the supermarket with Felix the other day doing compra shopping, and he picks up like the Mad magazines. He likes those. He's like, babe, I'm going to buy it for myself. I'm like, all right. And I'm looking at the magazines and I'm like, oh, wow, like $15, $20 for a magazine. He's like, yeah, babe. He's like, think about it. A lot of people don't buy magazines nowadays, so they had to
right. But that's the point that I'm getting at. Like, it seems like it was a dying industry, but there still is a market for it.
There is a market for it, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So,
shout out to Fast Life Mag.
There you go. So I guess I kind of know your reasons more or less, Vanessa, but I want to know you, Aisha. Like, what was your initial reason for wanting to do something like this? Was it because it was something that you always aspired to do? Is it something that you felt you would excel in? Did you feel like you were comfortable enough in your skin to go ahead and do this, or what was the message that you're trying to do as far as like being the magazine model that you are now?
Definitely. Being comfortable in my skin. I'm more comfortable in my skin than ever.
As you should be.
And loving yourself more. I feel like it took a lot of self-care for self, just to be comfortable doing things that you never done before. And for me, that was a big step. Like, that was a big one. So once I got the taste of it, because I started like maybe last year or 2 years ago, being behind the camera for the first time, and doing professional photo shoots, and I loved it ever since. So I always wanted to try different things and different basically different modeling experiences as far as different categories in the modeling industry, because there's the magazines, there's the commercials, there's the I always wanted to get into acting as well. That's always been one of my aspirations as a little girl. Just being behind the camera, being comfortable enough to even do movies, commercials, as I said, like just different things. Putting myself in the spotlight has always been like I've always been a behind the scenes type of girl. Always wanted to actually do photography, so I'm like, hey, why not just try to get in front of the camera? Like, maybe it'll make you a better photographer, maybe one day if you ever get into it, because like I said, I've always just threw myself into different things, because it's like, if you don't do how would you know? Like, that's always been my motto throughout life. Like, if you don't do it, how would you know?
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
Absolutely.
No, I love that. I love that you said that, because that's something that I've alluded to on the show before, that I've been really talking about for quite some time. And I know that people may, feel like I've been saying this ad nauseum, because I sound like a broken record when I talk about it. But the reality is that I feel like I need to keep on saying it, not just for manifestation purposes, but I also want to be an example for other people out there to show that it is possible. Because listen, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys, and I know that I've caught a lot of flack for this and everything, but I suffer from a really bad case sometimes of imposter syndrome. Like, even though I'm fully aware of the accolades that I've been able to do with this platform and then other avenues that I've been doing and everything, there's still a sense of me that feels like, why the hell am I here? Like, what the hell did I do to deserve this? Like, I sometimes go back to my old past traumas sometimes, and I feel like sometimes I'm not worthy of this kind of thing, and compliments are kind of like a little bit of a thing for me that's hard to accept sometimes. I have to learn how to get comfortable with it. But I think the most important thing is that I've actually finally had to learn how to just not be cocky, not be braggy, but just acknowledge the things that I've been able to do. But in some weird way, I feel like I want to be a good spokesperson for that kind of thing. And I think I'm perfect for it, because a person that suffers from this amount of just body dysmorphia and also imposter syndrome. If I guess, long story short, I look at it as like, if I can do it, then anybody else can.
Absolutely.
So that's like, I don't know if that's necessarily how I mentally should be looking at it that way. I'm still kind of working on it.
It's the perfect way to look at it.
Really?
Absolutely, I agree too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because that's kind of the tone that I'm trying to set. Like, if I could do it, you can do it. Like, because there's a lot of people who just, there's some weak-minded people, and then there's just some people who feel like they can do it all. So it's like, not to call anybody weak, I'm just saying, like, some people just like to go for the gusto more than others. And some people just need that motivation, especially someone close to you, maybe.
You never know who you're motivating.
You never know.
Yeah,
So it's
absolutely,
like,
And there's gonna be trials and tribulations, and there's gonna be doubters and haters come around.
Yes.
But one of the things that I've certainly learned in the past couple of months, maybe almost a year now, is that that's probably just a sign that I'm doing something right.
Right.
It is a sign you're doing
Yeah.
that right. Yeah.
And I'm also a person that believes that actions speak louder than words. So I mean, I guess I'll just let my actions speak for itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep doing your thing.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit of a movie buff, and I'm a geek when it comes to that kind of stuff. And you said, when you were younger, you wanted to like get into probably be like in the actress thing and getting in front of the camera, maybe even be behind the camera.
Right.
What are some of your favorite things? Like, what kind of movies are you into per se?
I'm into action movies, comedy movies.
You ever see yourself like a badass action figurine or something like that? Like,
that's a fact. I always wanted to actually dress up and go to like Comic-Con, because I never, like I literally, I never, shout out to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I've never literally like dressed up, like even on Halloween. Every year I'll say, yo, I'm gonna dress up this year or something cute, whatever. And never really get to do it.
Oh, we're doing it this year.
We have to, because I keep saying that every year, and I feel like now that I got a nephew, shout out to him too. I feel like now, like when you actually have like a little kid or that little kid spirit around you or something, like it gets you going. Like when you get into the spirit, you have to get into the spirit if you really want to do things like that, because it's so fun. Like Comic-Con is cool. I feel like, I don't know, it's different.
Oh yeah, it's
different.
As the kids say, it's a vibe. Or do
It's
kids even say that anymore? I don't know. I don't have any children myself. I don't have any children myself, so I don't know. Like, I just learned the other day that now one of the things that kids are saying now is bussin' or is giving.
I say that when it's good. Yeah.
The kids are saying that a lot now. Like I keep seeing little videos and memes of little kids saying like, this food is bussin' or stuff like that, and I'm just like, what the heck? Really? Just like,
let me tell
that'd
you,
probably be their first words.
Let me tell you,
Coming out the womb.
I think the first sign that I realized that I'm really getting up there in age, or I'm just not really in touch with the culture as much as I thought I was, is a couple years ago when my barber at the time, Kevin, shout out to Kev, he I guess we were talking about this new album that came out at the time. I don't remember exactly the artist or the album per se, but I was telling him like, yo, you got to check out this album, it's fire. And he was like, oh, word, it slaps? Like, like slap what? I ain't slapping nobody.
The new slangs is crazy now. I'm not gonna lie. Just be having you like.
I don't have any children myself, but if I were to ever have any children, I could only wonder what they're gonna be saying next by the time I'm like 50 or 60.
Yo, kids are coming out with teeth now, so I could imagine. like, oh my god. But kids are definitely fun to have around. They're really funny. So if they're not funny, send them back where they came from.
Savage.
But it's really cool to have a little kid around. Like, especially seeing them say their first words, see their first steps. And
are you a mother?
Acting, no. Okay. I'm just an aunt. I'm
okay.
the rich auntie.
That's okay.
Yes, Titi Asia. But he's just so funny. Like, and he's only one. So he's already doing, like, he's a trickster. So he'll do something, look at you, laugh. Like, it just be so funny with him. Like,
that's cute.
He's such a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids are amazing, but if I can't give them back, I don't want them.
Right. Right. Now going back to Now going back to what we were talking about earlier, the tailor models and everything for car. What is that experience like been for you guys? Like, first of all, how long have you girls been in it now?
Well, let me tell you. For us, I mean, I feel like I could speak for us because I see Asia as like my twin.
Yes,
like
so much in common. Like
we have a lot in common. We're both Aries.
Oh snap!
We met through tailored models.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Shout out to them. I love these girls.
It was about a year ago. I mean, this year is actually when I started modeling. So I knew tailored models was still fairly new. They started out, I believe, last winter. The car club has been around for a minute now, Tailored Car Club. And they have their chapters in Long Island. They have a chapter in Florida and then the chapter in Jersey. Shout out to all the boys.
Shout out to y'all.
So there's, of course, the first lady, which is Emily. She's Hefa. And then Miggs is the press.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have M's sister, V, and we have Nina. Those were like the main people, the main crew, right? Out of everybody.
Those are the first girls I actually met before I became.
I guess they decided to start like, you know, just for fun. Why not? Good looking girls.
Yeah, beautiful women.
Fly ass cars.
Baddies.
Why not? You know, and M, the first lady, she's actually a photographer as well.
There you go. Entrepreneurial right there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So she took advantage. She was like, listen, let's start official tailor models. And it was the three of them that started it. So shout out to them. And then I was approached by them. I've known M for a hot minute now. We met through a mutual friend. And I saw them doing their thing and just taking their photos. And I told you as before, I love the whole car scene. And all of that, my fiance, my husband.
Gotta get used to it.
Yeah. My husband loves
there you
cars,
go. Steve, you read my mind. This is why we're very simpatico with each other. Thank you. Little reminder right there.
Yep. Yeah, no, we're into it. So I figured, hey, it's an opportunity to get out there, have fun. You get to meet all different kinds of people, all different walks of life, you know, have a good time.
Yeah. Now, how amazingly supportive has your husband been now going forward?
He's been supportive since day one and continues to be supportive. So thank you, husband. I love you.
I love that for you.
It never changed.
There you go.
As he should.
And it's gonna grow from here on out.
Yeah, it's funny too that you said that because while we were saying our vows, our officiant, shout out to Vic. He is Felix's longtime friend since second grade. So the fact that he got to like marry us was a blessing.
That's fire.
Yeah, it was awesome. And he even joked around because I was crying. It was so emotional, you know. And I'm very sensitive.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I was crying, trying to say my vows, and he goes to Felix. He's like, Felix, do you promise to always support Vanessa on all her modeling gigs?
He got your back too. I love that.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I love that. That's love.
So you girls have been with Taylor Models now for about a year and some change now.
Yes.
Well, with me, I've been with them for a couple of months now. Since like maybe March, April, around there, maybe a little after. No, actually, before
we probably started around the same time.
March. I actually just started modeling this year as well, like really taking it serious and doing more professional shoots and stuff like that. So being a part of Taylor Models has actually helped me with my comfort as well. Like, you know, 100%. These girls are helpful too. So it's like a sisterhood, you know, we building like a community, and that's what I feel like Tailored is all about. Tailored and official Tailored Models. It's all about building a community, and it's all about vibes. For real. Like, I feel like if everything's a moment, everything's a memory. So the more you keep making memories, the more you're going to keep being able to capture these moments.
I love that. Real quick, on your Instagram, where you can follow at UCNT Keep Up on Instagram.
Yes,
one of your one of your posts here, you said, "Here for a second, baby, leave your best impression." Where does that quote come from specifically?
Put me on the spot.
I love it.
Welcome to First Class, Second Place. This is what we do.
Right. Put me on the spot.
I love it.
It comes from one of my not favorite songs, but it's a vibe. I forgot actually who does sing that.
Well, that's neither here nor there. Like, what's the meaning behind it for you personally?
Oh, personally, to be honest, it's more like, that's why even if you notice, you can't even leave a comment. So it's really like, my mind just went blank.
Take your time.
But now that quote for me personally means whatever you think, regardless of the fact, to me, I really don't care though. Like, that's why even I like block the comments. I hid the comments. So you can't even like leave a comment. Because even if you did have an impression, I really wouldn't. It wouldn't faze me. I wouldn't care.
Right.
Like for me, likes is not
It's not validation.
It's not validation for me at all. Like with social media, I'm really it's in real life. So that's mainly why my Instagram is You Can't Keep Up. Because in real life, a lot of people can't keep up with me. Like I feel like I'm always on go. Like no matter what it is, no matter what I do, whatever I throw myself into, like I said, I'm just like really a ball. Yeah, I'm always on go time. I'm always on bad timing. Not bad timing, but good timing. But
good
you know
timing,
what I mean, right? Nowadays, everybody be like, I'm on bad timing, meaning like I'm on go. Yeah. So that's why I say that. I'm from the Bronx. We be talking. Our lingo is kind of weird, like, but yeah.
I love it because you know what? At the end of the day, long story short, talk is shit.
Right. Period.
All right. So, what can you tell me a little bit about Mello's Midas Touch?
It's really dear to me. Like Mello's Midas Touch is basically like everything I touch turns into gold. So that's what that means. Like I said, I do literally a bit of everything. So with that page, I made for literally whatever I create. So whether if it's down to clothing, whether it's down to decor, accessories, even cannabis accessories. I was big on that. I was heavy on baking. Like even growing up, that was always that like aspiration for me to be a chef and own a restaurant. So I've always been in the kitchen since little, always being behind grandma or somebody, whoever's in the kitchen, like I'm behind them trying to learn something.
Yeah, with the Spanish music playing in the background.
Right. Or some old school 80s music, like whichever one was popping, probably on a Sunday cleaning, like, but...
we still do that shit to this day.
We still do. I mean, maybe we skip one or two Sundays, but you know, Sundays for the Lord. We want to rest. We work all week. But yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, back to that. Mello's Midas Touch is just basically like something that I created as an umbrella for everything that I create. So, and that I want to put out there, because I do be stashing some content or whatever I can do, but it's more so like I be waiting for the right moment. Don't worry, I'm on it, but I be waiting for the right moment, and I just feel like that's something that I'm learning now though. Stop waiting for the right moment, you know, because you never know when it's the right moment,
right?
Unless it's the right moment. So
when you feel it, you know.
Right. But I've always been into baking. So I was doing the cannabis cookies, cupcakes, doing the resin, doing whatever with resin.
I feel like Steve's mouth is salivating right now as you mentioned that.
I was selling plates at one point. every what Valentine's Day, any like, you know, special holiday, especially for the ladies, the dipped strawberries with chocolate, dipped assorted different things, you know. It was just yes, it was. I was just always doing things culinary.
Gotcha.
Growing up.
Mm-hmm. And it's still, and I could tell that it's still a passion for you, very much so, you know.
I mean, yeah, I haven't been in the kitchen because I work a lot. I do other things now, but
listen,
soon
I know,
get back to it.
Listen, I know, if there's anything that I know is that a passion never dies. So you could always, you'd always like leave for a minute, but then you could always come back to it.
Right, definitely.
Absolutely.
And I feel like I could cook any type of food, like culture food. Like literally, I be trying different things every time. I do try to like make full course meal, you know, like different things when I get into that mood. But
all right.
Love that.
Yeah. So yeah, Vanessa, since the last time you were on the show, you were explaining about a whole bunch of other things that you've been doing, you know, like with the modeling, and then you know this whole transformation and staying active in the gym, and your nuptials and so on and so forth. So you've been keeping busy, and you've been keeping busy with your business and so on and so forth. What is what's next? What's next on the horizon for you personally, especially now that you're a married woman?
Well, I already said it. I was like, we had the weekend to ourselves. We chilled it out. I'm like, it's a new week. It's a fresh start. It's back to the grind, baby. I'm literally, we haven't even gotten to go on our honeymoon yet because your girl got a business trip. I'm flying out to Detroit this week.
See, the hustle never stops. It never stops.
I love that for my sis.
I'm blessed, yeah. So I'm flying out with my girl, Jazzaray. Jazzaray actually created her own sneaker with Reebok, and I've been her makeup artist for the past like almost 10 years now. I'm her go-to makeup artist. Last year I flew out to Detroit with her. She's a part of the Black Footwear Forum in Detroit, and this year they're having it's like a 4-day event. It's huge. Everybody, every sneaker company you can think of is out there. So
I mean, look at the sneakers that you're rocking right now. Like it's,
I
feel like you're one of
her shirt and all that. I love it.
I feel like you're one of those people that you never wear the same outfit twice.
I mean, I try to be. I try to be, but then there's certain pieces like these pants. I've worn them a few times. You know, this is new.
Right. But that's like me. I'm the same way. Yeah. I try not to wear things twice, or at least depending on what I do, right? Depending on what I do. Yeah. But I'm the same way. Yeah. I felt that, sis.
I'm grinding. I'm moving. I'm traveling. That's for 4 days. Then I'll fly back. Then it's back to the grind at the studio. Baby, you know what I'm saying? Making moves. Yeah. Fast Life Mag. We have a power shoot coming out. That's October 7th. I have another photo shoot coming out on the 22nd with iCam. It's like talking about cosplay. It's a cosplay photo shoot. So.
Oh, that's fire.
What do you mean cosplay? I mean, this is why I'm out of the loop.
Well, this is new to me. This is new to me because, you know, it's my first year modeling, but I'm taking every opportunity as it comes. So I actually follow this guy named iCam, and I guess, you know, nowadays it's dope how you can get yourself out there as far as modeling. There's a lot of like power shoots that you can just sign yourself up for and work with different photographers, network with different models, different makeup artists, hairstylists. Again, you never know who you're gonna see. So I saw an opportunity. It said iCam, horror, Halloween mega shoot, Brooklyn.
Your favorite season, by the way.
Yeah, I love the fall.
Check that out.
Yeah, check it out. There should be tickets still, but it was like $50. I was like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, them shootouts be real.
And then
it's
the
so
theme,
fun.
the theme's horror. They want to do like this purge kind of thing.
Oh shit!
You know? So,
I wanna be a part of that.
Yeah, and you get to pick whatever cosplay you want to be. So my cosplay, I'm gonna go in as Melina. I picked from Mortal Kombat. That's one. Yeah, so that's gonna be fire. And then
somebody's excited behind the glass.
And then I want to pick one from like a horror film. And then one like a little more like cutish
You
Halloween.
gonna be switching it up. That's
switch it
fire.
up.
Nice. I love that.
Yes.
Oh,
excellent.
and
Yes.
remember I was talking about boxing?
Yes.
Which I
Guess
need to
who
get
signed
into.
up to boxing
shit.
again?
Yes. Give me fun.
Don't leave it hanging. Don't leave it hanging.
I'm like,
I looked at you.
no, I didn't see that girl. But oh my god,
She's zoned in on the fight, you know. She's ready to kick some
I'm
ass
like
here.
tunnel vision right now with boxing.
Nah,
but
that's fine.
yeah, I
I'm
signed up.
dying to
Yeah.
sign up for that.
I had my
Like,
first class literally last week. It was Tuesday. Went Tuesday night. You know, shout out to Vix. He's my coach. I'm officially starting in October, so get ready.
Oh, snap. Yeah, she's coming for you.
okay.
Got a little ding ding there for a second, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm at a boxing ring, but okay, it's cool, no problem. So, getting back to you, Asia, for real quick. So, just like Vanessa, I know that you ladies are very big into a very assortment of tattoos. I mean, I see you got quite a few of them on there. On your
I got my
Instagram,
whole
on your Instagram, I noticed that there was a link to something that has to do with like the ink mag or whatever. What can you tell us about that?
Yes. So thanks to Nessa. Which I know they do every year, but literally I'm like, oh, I can enter real quick. So basically it's a competition with a little bit of background about your tattoos and stuff. They're gonna pick the winner for $20K and you'll be featured in Ink Mag. I've always wanted to be an ink model. Like literally, it's always been one of my dreams, other than being a plus size model.
What would you say is your most meaningful tattoo?
My most meaningful tattoo was literally, I would say this one, because it's one of my first
Show the
tattoos.
camera real quick. Show the camera real
Yes.
quick.
It's one of my, I don't know if they could see
They
it.
could see it. That's fine.
Okay. So it's one of my first tattoos when I got probably when I was 16. And at that moment in life, I felt like free. And as I was getting older, it was a different feeling. You know, as you get older, you feel different feelings or whatever. But at that moment, that's what I was feeling. And what that symbolizes is not only freedom, but it's an Egyptian tattoo. I've always been attracted to Egypt and Egyptian stuff and then just the whole culture or whatever. And the facts about it, that's what it means to me. It's just freedom. And at that point in my life,
It was very meaningful.
very meaningful, yeah.
That's and it seems like it's still meaningful for you to this day.
Yeah.
I can see you getting a little bit emotional just even talking about it. Still.
I love it.
Trying to put me on the spot like that. Nah, but next to this tattoo that's more meaningful to me, well, second place to it is my Buddha. Because yes, it's so
Damn it, why is it covered today?
yeah, I wanted to keep it cute or
But
whatever.
you know what? No, that's fine because take that as an opportunity for people to check out your Instagram so they can see all the tattoos. Right.
Right. That part. So
Another thing that the kids
and
say.
you can't keep up, all right? Letter U can't keep up. But I love tattoos. I love art. And after this tattoo, I just always wanted to put art on my body. I really didn't want to put any words.
What about you, Vanessa? What's your most meaningful tattoo? Because you're pretty covered up yourself.
I mean, so here's the thing. I mean, I kind of lost count because all of my tattoos are pretty much tiny tattoos, like really intricate
Little
tattoos. The only big tattoo I have is my back tattoo that I could
Which
show
is
you guys.
beautiful.
It's actually a cover up.
Okay.
But I have a huge bouquet of flowers going down my back, and each flower represents, each important person in my family. So my mother, my brother, grandpa, grandma, Felix, my titi,
Like a family tree.
a whole family tree of their birth flowers.
That's pretty
That's
unique.
fine.
I like that.
Yeah, I'll show you guys real quick.
Oh, snap. Yep. Let's.
Might as well.
There you go.
Hey, that's fire. Isn't that beautiful? I love it.
That is fire.
So much to me. So I would say that's definitely a huge one. And then
In
it
other
would
words,
have
it's a
to
nice way of
be-
saying you got your family's back.
always, and they always have my back. And then
Vice versa,
also these
it
right
special.
here. So I have My grandfather's date, 1930. He passed away.
My condolences.
Thank you. A few years ago. And then this is grandma. Grandma, God bless you, grandma. She's gonna be 101 in November.
Nice.
Come on.
I always said I hope to live to 100.
I know that. I know
That's
that.
great genes. What?
I know that
You're
feeling.
gonna live long.
I know that feeling because my grandfather is 100 right now as we speak. He was born in 1923. We're in 2023. Still living his best life in Colombia.
Shout out to
Love
you,
it.
too.
Yeah.
That's fire. And in Colombia, I know he's living
If
his
that
best
doesn't
life.
give you inspiration to live your best life
And
and
to
just
take care of yourself.
Oh my God, he's he is a prime example of it, and it's not just mentally, but one of the things that I admire about him, I was actually talking about this with somebody the other day about I remember when he was already like maybe in his late 50s, early 60s, he would wake up at 5:30 in the morning. He was already retired, but he would just still get up at that time of day, and I remember just sleeping in the on the couch in the living room, and he would be in the living room while I'm still half asleep, and he's just doing these stretches while he's doing his walks. Because I don't think that he was driving at this point, even though he did have a license, but he would just walk everywhere. Like that's how he stayed active and so on and so forth. And he was always very mindful about what he put in his body. I think the only bad thing that he ever put in his body was alcohol, but even that's
No,
nothing
I
compared
think that's
to like.
what helps them age gracefully, to be
Right.
honest.
A little shot
'Cause
here and there.
Yeah, abuelita, every night, either a little Corona or she'll have a little glass of wine. And I swear, I'm like, but it's
Yeah.
true what you say.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is one of the funniest things and also one of the coolest things about my grandfather. And this is a prime example of like him definitely living his best life. We kind of make a joke out of it in the family, but it's definitely, it stays true to living your best life. So it could be like the family could take him out to a restaurant and it doesn't matter what he'll order. Like he doesn't exactly look at the menu item. He looks at the most expensive thing on the menu and he orders that.
Because he know that's what's gonna be good.
Exactly,
Like-
yeah. And he's also thinking, hey, I'm not paying for it. So y'all treated me. You brought me out.
that's right.
And you can't say nothing because I've been on this earth for literally a century. So
That's king shit right there. Shit.
Y'all gotta treat me now. I'm gonna
yep,
get the
I
best
took care
thing
of
on the
y'all. It's
menu.
about time you take care of me. Yeah,
He can get whatever he wants.
yeah.
That's so
At this
funny.
point.
And he deserves it, especially
He
after
deserves it.
living the full life that he has so far. Yeah, but God bless
Gotta
him.
gotta love the elderly.
Love you, grandma.
Right.
I love you, abuelo.
Love you, grandma.
I know he'll
Love
be
you,
watching from
grandpa.
Colombia, so
Yeah.
te amo mucho, abuelo. So what is next for Taylor Models? I mean, because you girls have been going hard in it, with the magazine and the car culture, and like, it's what's next for you girls here as far as that's
It's
concerned.
only up from here. I mean, we have a
Period.
lot of things in the work that we can't really speak upon yet.
Okay.
Right. You don't want to
They're
count
in
your
the
chickens before they
process,
hatch.
but just know,
You can tell me.
follow
You can tell me.
official
It's
Taylor,
okay.
official
I can keep a
Taylor
secret.
Models on Instagram and just see us.
See us grind. That's it.
See us
You don't want to
grind.
say
No,
too
there's a lot
much.
coming. There's a lot
I love to see
coming.
it because I love to see these beautiful women actually knowing their potential and doing what is necessary and realizing more than ever what they're here on this earth to do.
Yes.
Absolutely. And it looks like you girls have definitely found it. And what I love about it, especially in your case, Asia, and you know this already as far as you're concerned, Vanessa, is that you don't want to put yourselves in a box. Like, you know that there's so many different avenues and so many different opportunities that are out there. Why not seize them all? You may not succeed in every single one of them, but at least you goddamn tried it. And you're bound to find something that you're going to excel at. And so, that's another inspiration. That's actually basically the theme of this episode. Like, the inspiration is
love
that
that.
if anybody can do it, if we can do it, anybody can do it.
Anybody
Yep.
can.
Now,
Literally.
now,
Whatever you
to-
put your mind to.
Yeah. Now, a little bit of staying on with the whole, not just Taylor Models, but just modeling in all avenues. Like I alluded to earlier before about, we're living in this world of body positivity and everything, but you still have those haters and those naysayers that have their things to say about, like how they're spreading the wrong message and, it's not necessarily healthy. And, if you're a model and you're in that world, then that's fine. But you're also kind of spreading a wrong message to people out there that are not in the modeling world and telling them it's okay to be the way that you are, but they think that it's kind of like counterproductive. What do you say to those haters out there that actually feel like they have nothing, they have no idea what they're talking about, especially since you girls actually live in your own skin as far as that's
I
concerned.
mean, listen. To me, haters are gonna hate. So just do you, regardless. To backtrack of what we were saying before, you
That's a
never
fact.
know who you're inspiring. I
That's a
mean,
fact. Like,
and why not? I mean, there's nothing wrong, right? To go out there every day and do what you love to do, right?
and love
To
who
meet different
and be
people.
who you want to be.
Yeah, be who you
Like,
want to
just
be.
let people live. That's the problem. There's
Yeah.
always somebody who's gonna talk ish,
Yeah.
and it's just whatever. Do you, boo?
you,
Like,
boo.
that's it.
Yep.
Do you, boo? Like, don't
Clearly has
worry. Don't the my favorite thing to say is basically, what the next person eat don't make you shit. So
I love that.
for me to care about what anybody thinks, it doesn't put money in my pocket, doesn't feed me, so doesn't faze me at all.
Yeah. So basically, your message is just to shut them up, like
Shut
you know,
them up from the jump.
Yeah.
They don't know you from a hole in the wall, you know? Even on social media, like a lot of people think like, I mean, I try to be not vulnerable, but I do want to be real and raw, and you know that, like coming
Yeah.
on the podcast
Absolutely.
too. You know, you were like, "Oh, is there anything you don't want?" Like, yo, I'm real, I'm raw. You know what I'm saying? So you have to kind of put yourself out there too, because it's like, how is anybody gonna know you, or like at least the ones who you do inspire that you don't know? Like, you never know. You never know who you're gonna like inspire.
Exactly.
And it's crazy too. I mean, that last car meet we were at, funny story, there was a lady that was working at the hot dog truck there, and she went up to one of the girls, V, and she goes, "Oh, that girl over there." She was talking about me. She's like, she was on a TV show or something, right? And she
This
was
is
like, "Well,
known.
I remember her being on a podcast. Let me call her over." And she called me over. She's like, "Oh my God, like, I know you from somewhere. Like, I've seen you somewhere. Like, I've seen you on
just never
TV
know.
somewhere."
See, there you go.
You
All
never
right.
I'm like,
know.
listen.
Actions over words.
Yeah.
Actions over
I was
words.
like, I haven't been on TV yet, but you know, again, manifesting it. And again, you never know where she's seen me at.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Well, as I
Must
meant.
be making moves.
Well, listen, let me just say this out right now, just really, really quick, and then afterwards we'll move on. As you girls know, that I've been dipping my toe into the whole, entertainment thing as far as like directing and, producing and so on and so forth. Just keep your phone lines open because I might need some extras in the
Absolutely.
future.
I would love that.
I would love that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I haven't done
Speed up.
The last acting kind of gig I did was, I don't know if you guys heard of it, but Teen Pep back in high school. It was a teen prevention program, but we used to act out like, sex prevention.
Oh, I know what you're talking
skits.
about. Yeah.
Oh,
And that used to be so much fun, and I had a blast. Like, I really took it seriously. Like, I was,
you really got into character.
I really got into
Yeah.
character. Yeah.
I used to swear that I was gonna do law too when I was younger. I used to think I was gonna do a lot because in middle school we used to do mock trials. I don't know if you ever know what's
Oh, yes, yes.
I
mock
think
trials,
that sounds
like,
familiar. Yeah.
Yep.
with the law and stuff, like just learning about the law. And we used to act out different scenes of mock trials. Like, it was so fun.
And look at that. Now we get an
Yeah.
opportunity.
Right.
Look at that. I love it. Yeah.
Hello, my mom on TV.
Right. Well, ladies, I really appreciate you coming through here. This has been fun. It's always great seeing you, Vanessa. It was a pleasure meeting you, Asia. I love everything that you girls are doing. I'm going to continue supporting as much as you've been supporting the show. I can't thank you enough for really being family as far as that's concerned. And I really want to commend you for coming on the show. I know this is a first time thing for you, but it's only up
time
from
for
here.
everything, right?
Exactly. First time on
Yes.
first class. There you go. Now, before we go, I just have one more question. Now, we've already alluded to you this, Vanessa, so
Yeah,
we already
I
have your
already know.
answer. So what I want to ask you, Asia, and this is just to end something on a positive note and just kind of put it out there and just have fun with it. There's no right or wrong answer. Just think freely with this. And you did mention about aspirations of acting anyway. So let's say we live in a world where you are finally able to have a movie made on your life finally. Which actress would you like to see portray your character and why?
That's a good question. I never thought about that. An actress that I would like to portray in my life.
No right or wrong answer.
I could say Taraji Henson.
Oh, okay. That's
one reason why.
Uh-huh.
Is because I don't know, like you might not see it now because I got my curly hair, whatever. But I look extra in my Spanish roots, but I do get a lot of like, you look like Taraji. I just be like, where? Like, yeah, you look like a thicker version of her. Yeah. I literally always get that. Like, I got that more than 10 times.
I didn't pick that up until you said it right now. Yeah.
And then when I do say, everybody be agreeing, you see? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would. And then she's actually a good actress.
No, she is. I mean, she was
phenomenal.
She's an Academy Award nominated actress. That says right there. Yeah.
I think she would do good because she does good portraying people's lives in different aspects. Like, doesn't matter what movie you put her in.
Yeah,
she nails that shit.
Yeah, well, let's get Taraji to the Bronx and then set it off.
Right, set her up. Taraji, call me.
Right. There you go. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for this episode of First Class Second Place. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode.
Thank you for having me, Jason.
You're welcome. So real quick, where can they find you guys on social media?
They go find me at Beauty Chick. That's with 2 Y's. Beauty Chick. And my business page, which is beautychick_studios. Check me out.
Period.
And how about you, Aisha? Where can they find you on social media?
You can find me at UCNT Keep Up. You can't keep up.
So
try to keep up. Just follow me and try to keep up. Nah. That's where you can catch me, right? Yeah. Catch me if you can.
Yeah. Anybody else you girls want to give a shout out to before we close out?
Yes, of course. Of course, the girls, Official Tailor Models, Tailor Squad, Fast Life Mag, my family, my husband.
Yes.
All our supporters.
Yes.
There we go.
All the supporters and all the haters, because y'all do a job too. Y'all still got a job.
All right, ladies, thank you so much. Vanessa, I'm definitely looking forward to having you on the show again. Aisha, hopefully this is a great experience for you, and we'll talk about that later on. Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, you can find me at JasonEnrique_ on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Threads, all the social media platforms. Don't forget to like, subscribe on YouTube at First Class Second Place. We out.